Ok. Vamos a cambiar, ¿no? El Genshin Impact. Genshin. Update. Ya, lo cambié. Listo. Sigamos ahora. Digo de una vez para desbloquear la misión, ¿no? Y es súper famosa por sus rocas. No, en serio, más sé que su arconte es geo. Animales pequeños, no. En el aire y los carros de los que monta la gente vuelan como... Ay, ajá. ¿Y Sumeru? Ahí hay césped por todo el suelo. Comen plantas y toman bebidas. No tienen ni rollitos de huevo ni dango. Por Sumeru. Midori. Te llamas Verde. Estoy quedando sin nuevas historias que contar a Coach. ¿Qué tipo de historias nuevas? Carro de hierro que vuela por el cielo. Recorre un camino invisible y no tarda nada en ir de un extremo a otro del pueblo. ¿Fontaine estará inspirado en el steampunk entonces? Capaz y sí, tiene pinta de que sí. Un tipo especial de hierba de Sumeru que se puede plantar en cualquier sitio. Se puede plantar en tierra, agua o arena. Una vez plantada brotará y crecerá. Me imagino que es el papiro. Una especie de barco que puede permanecer en el fondo del mar durante mucho tiempo. Ese es un submarino. La gente puede ir a las profundidades del mar para hacer todo tipo de cosas y ver todo tipo de peces. ¿Te habló sobre Snezhnaya? Que señor Rossi dejó de enviarme su diario de viajes por alguna razón, así que estoy quedando sin historias que contar a Coachy. No soy tan viejo. La cuestión es que aparece alguna persona que me está ayudando. Por favor, voy a ver. Ok, listo. Para desbloquear, ¿sabes? Esa misión. Sí, salió Final Fantasy. Genshin me vició. Hace unos días iba a jugar con un amigo y le dije ya mejor me salgo una vez de Genshin que si no nadie me sacará de aquí. Las flores que las recoges haciendo ataques de elemento opuestos, ¿para qué sirve? Eh, Hay algunas misiones diarias que te piden esas cosas. Pero también hay algunos objetos de alquimia, los cuales que te piden esas cosas. De mientras que no en lo general yo no las uso. Yo nada más las uso obviamente para cuando me piden las misiones diarias que se las dé. O sea que cargue estas cosas, cierta cantidad de estas cosas y ya está. Pero en lo general no son tan necesarias. De mientras que no necesites los objetos que requieran esas cosas para que se creen. So, yeah.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own?
Porque justo si están capturando visiones, significa que también incluyen a las personas que crearon este decreto.
Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Provisiones de emergencia, algo así como comida de emergencia. Paimon,
And who are you?
tenga usted.
Wanna
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Vale. No sé dónde se hacen las diarias. Bueno, ¿dónde se buscan las diarias? Pues me parece que es todo. Ya nada más porque no ando en casa y no estaría jugando Genshin Impact de fondo. Vale, en efecto, no te preocupes. Se supone que las diarias ves en el mapa. Ahorita yo no tengo nada de diarias, ya, porque pues, ya las usé, ya las hice, pero te salen como unas marcas moradas, así como como de este tamaño también, como en rombo, pero de color morado. Y aparecen así en diferentes partes, generalmente por regiones. Si por ejemplo tienes ya desbloqueado lo que es la región de Mondstadt y la región de Liyue, si te aparece un en Mondstadt, significa que las demás tienen que estar en Mondstadt. Si te aparece un en Liyue, todas las otras, porque son cuatro misiones diarias. Obviamente cada día se van actualizando. Si una está en Liyue, pues las otras 3 están en Liyue. Y si una está en Inazuma, pues las otras 3 también están en Inazuma. So, that's all. A ver, Kurosawa, dale.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
Escuchamos que recientemente perdiste tu visión.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were.
O sea, también entonces olvidan las memorias, ¿no? Es lo que habían dicho también con el primero.
I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Ok. Pues vamos para allá. El ingenio que usan en Genshin es sencillo, le entiendo y eso que ir ni se me da. Sí, el inglés, ¿no? Sí, no te preocupes. Luego, mucho les gusta más o sea, en el original en japonés. Yo estoy pensando obviamente crearme una cuenta ya de por sí que es gratis. Una cuenta aparte, pero que en japonés. Ya de todos modos ya me sé toda la historia, me saltaría hacia full y nada más dejaría las hermosas cinemáticas y a ver si tengo mejor suerte en esa otra cuenta que en esta. Hello da.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Sí, golpearlos.
Another test subject. Solidify. This is order. You're open.
Ok. Bien. ¿Está? ¿Menos? Ahí está.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know?
Oh, sí, sí. Robarlo.
Boss, think of something.
Hermoso trabajo.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
No creo. Dicen que asaltaste la casa de Kurosawa.
Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general
Aoi.
goods store, a Miss Aoi. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
No.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Son pagarés. O sea, tiene una extravagante deuda. Y estos pagarés son justo de la señora del bazar. Que se llama Aoi. O sea, se llama azul. Porque Aoi es azul en japonés. So, yeah. That stuff. Ay, hubiera teletransportado. Bueno, Inazuma es preciosa. Esto es Inazuma. Tiene su belleza Inazuma. Más por la música de las Sakuras, pero... no le gana a Liyue. O tal vez porque no soy tan fan del rosa. Puede ser que sí, sea por eso.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
¿Qué sabes de estos pagarés?
So you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account.
¡Hala! O sea, les daba a entender entonces a la comisión que... Hijo, qué cañón. Que la misma Shogun Raiden mandaba suministros de alimento cuando lo que hacía era él mismo mandaba los suministros de alimento y los ponía en nombre de la Shogun Raiden ¿Para qué? ¿Y por qué? No tiene
However,
sentido.
the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So
Diablos.
he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
Qué sad.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now.
Pues sí, tiene razón, pero al mismo tiempo es como
Of
diablos.
course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself.
Lo mismo como lo que es el verso de que nunca engullas más de lo que puedas, o sea, nunca comas, ¿cómo dice? Nunca comas más de lo que puedas engullir, creo que era. Lo mismo, ¿no? No des más de lo que no puedas cubrir, ¿sabes? Si no tienes el suficiente dinero para dar de más, entonces no des de más, solo das lo que puedes. Y tampoco tanto a un nivel de que te quedes sin nada, ¿sabes?
If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Desafortunadamente no lo recuerda.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Diablos.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
Demonios.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
Ale, qué bastarda esta doña.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Es porque traemos pinta de forasteras, ¿verdad? Que nos quiere ver la cara, de veras, de acuerdo.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
No tiene nada de sentido. Pues parece ser que tenía como que una especie de sentido de pues de responsabilidad hacia su gente. Pues al fin y al cabo vive en la misma comisión. Entonces es como si fuera su propio. Pues, tiene un sentido muy, como que muy no diplomático, ¿cómo se llama? Muy patriótico. No hay sentido de estrategia. Contigo con tantos juegos ha de ser mucho más sencillo. Sí, bueno, hay algunas cosas que luego desde el inicio cuando te explican nuevos juegos es como, ¿qué es esto? No lo entiendo. A ver, ¿me lo puedo explicar? Ah, ya se fue el tutorial, ¿ahora qué hago?
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
Diablos.
Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
De hecho.
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand.
Si es un sentido patriótico en torno a tu comisión.
But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Esa espada.
And this sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father, what did
Ay,
he
ups,
say?
creí que había terminado.
I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Dicen virtud y justicia.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up.
Diablos, lo dejaron abandonado. Después de que ya no pudo darle lo que ellos querían.
My vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Diablos.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Perder una visión.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Aquí dejándolo. Pues sí. ¿Cuál es el que sigue? También está ahí Inazuma. Notablemente sí. Ah, no voy a subir toda esta. Sí, o sea, sí tiene obviamente estas cosas de pago por si quieres obviamente tener más oportunidades de conseguir pues, lo que son los personajes, you know. Pero sí le dieron bastante amor a este juego para que sea gratis.